The first thing I want to do is flesh out the home page, as it's the app's landing page. There won't be much content, just some text and an image inside an Ion card. An Ion card is a component designed to wrap basic pieces of information. By default, a card has a gray border, rounded edges, and a subtle drop shadow. As with all Ionic components, its visual style will change slightly when rendered on an Android versus an iOS device. Cards can be as simple or as complex as you want them to be. The card I envision for the home page will look similar to this one, consisting of an image, followed by a card header containing both a subtitle and a title, and finally a brief intro paragraph. Let's get that page built right now. Alongside this lesson is an image I'll be using on the home page. Download that image now and drop it into a new folder, Public, Assets, Images. Call it classroom.jpg. Open home.tsx and delete everything inside the Ion content tag. Change the value inside the Ion title tag from blank to home. Next, delete the Explore container component import at the top of the file. While we're at it, let's delete the component itself, which can be found in the Source Components folder. Delete both the TSX and CSS files. In the now empty Ion content, add an Ion card component. If you're using VS Code, it should offer to import the components for you automatically. If not, you'll need to make sure you do so yourself by importing every component you use from @ionic/react. Inside the Ion card, add a standard HTML image tag with the source set to that file you just downloaded, which should be Assets, Images, Classroom.jpg. To be a good citizen, you should also provide an alt attribute. I'm using the word classroom. Apparently it did not import Ion card, so I'm going to do that now. Let's pause here and see what it looks like. Then we'll take advantage of live reloading as we finish the page. I want to show you a really cool feature of VS Code, assuming you're using it. If not, enter the commands in whatever terminal you prefer. VS Code has a built-in terminal, which you can access by pressing Ctrl backtick. That should be the key next to the 1. I'll keep this terminal open for most of the course so we don't have to bounce around so much. Inside the terminal, enter the command npm start. Up till now we've been using Ionic serve, but I want you to start getting used to using npm as your script runner. It doesn't matter so much right now, but we'll eventually rely on npm to do more complex tasks for us. For convenience, I'm also going to try to keep the browser open and have everything running in full screen together. Back in the code, add an Ion card header component. By itself, this won't do much. So immediately inside that, add an Ion card subtitle with the text Classroom Attendance Manager. And immediately after that, an Ion card title with the text @10dance. You don't have to spell it in the silly way I've done if you don't want to. Save the file and make sure it renders. If it didn't, make sure the Ion card header wraps the subtitle and title elements, and look for unclosed HTML tags. In my case, I let the npm start die, so I need to start it up again. After the Ion card header's closing tag, add an Ion card content tag, and inside of that, a normal HTML paragraph tag. You can put anything you want inside of that. Save the file and check the results. It should mostly resemble what I have here. Let's do one more thing now before we leave the home page. Let's put in a link to the roster page, which we'll build shortly. After the paragraph tag, add an Ion router link tag with 2 attributes, an href attribute set to /roster, and a router direction attribute set to forward. Inside of that tag, make sure you put some text, otherwise you won't see a link. This will create a hyperlink inside the card that when clicked will take us to the roster page, and its animation will be a forward animation, forward being defined by the platform itself, either Android or iOS. Saving the page, you can see the link rendered. However, clicking on it will take you to a blank page. We haven't built the roster page yet, so we'll do that next.